Now guys, for me, this is an amazing innovation, the scoring matrix. It's really, for me, it's probably the most complete kind of scoring mechanism I've seen for, fantasy football, that, the kind of things we kind of deal in. So I thought I'd have it as a separate little video just to walk through it again. I've got another video from when it happened. You can go check it out in more detail. I'll link it down below for you. Again, if you haven't opened your account already, links down there so you can get all the free stuff so you can get stuck into SoRare with as much of a head start as possible. Like, subscribe, share, retweet. I hope you enjoy this, guys. I love this matrix. Stay out of trouble, and I'll see you in the video. Now, the scoring system goes from 0 to 100. That's the most anyone can ever score, okay? Which is why when we're chatting about the bonuses that each card has, that gets multiplied by their score. If they score 50, if they score 100, whatever. Which is why having a better card does you better in the actual tournaments itself. So that score is of between 0 and 100. Is made up of two miniature scores. One is a decisive score, and again you can read what it says there. It's about big things in the match: goals, red cards, assists, penalties, goal line clearances, that sort of thing. And your all-round score is just how you play well in the game. Your successful dribbles, tackles. Do you do that 2 or 3 times a match? There's bonus points for that kind of thing. So this is the decisive score. Everyone starts at level 0, okay? And if something positive happens, they move up a level. So they move to level 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever. And if something negative happens, they go a step back. So let's say I've got any player you care to mention. Let's say we get Cristiano Ronaldo. He starts, he's on 35 points. He does nothing but score a goal so far. He moves up to level 2, he goes to 60 points, okay? He then gets a red card, so he then goes back to 35. Does that make sense? He then has an assist and wins a penalty, or whatever, so he then goes back up to level 2, that kind of thing. These are a little list of the things that will negatively impact your decisive score and will positively affect. So clearances off the line, clean sheet for a goalkeeper, last man tackle, goals, assists, penalties. You can see it's all there. So each time one of those things happens, moves you up a level. You can never go below level -1. So the minimum you can get for starting on your decisive score is 15 points, okay? If you come off the bench, there's no guarantee of anything, okay? And then this is the all-round score here. I'll link this blog from Medium. I'll link it in the description below so you can go and examine this in more detail. But it just breaks down every action that can happen in a match and what the points are, negative or positive, for that as well. The total score is then the decisive plus the all-round score, and that will get you your guaranteed score, okay, in terms of what you walk away with in terms of at the end of a match, okay? Now, the reason I really like this is because it really helps with every football player. So when you're on SoRare or you're on SoRare data, you can kind of hover over their little things here. So this is the average score for Sol over the past 5 games. And you can see down here, this is his average score for the past 15. And again, you can click into these guys and you can see absolutely every score they've ever had. I've just clicked on Sol just because we used him as a random example a second ago. But you can see the scores, and that's based on the score mechanism we just walked through. Now, somebody like Sol, or that kind of defensive, he's not defensive midfielder, he's more of a playmaker midfielder, I suppose. But even those defensive midfielders, the ones that maybe don't get a lot of assists and a lot of goals, have the opportunity to still score between the 40s and 50s and 60s, depending on how well they do in the match, that kind of thing. So there's not really any redundant players like you will have in other fantasy football setups or platforms, because it really leans towards, you've got to be a goal scorer, or you've got to be a attacking fullback, or that kind of thing. Whereas this rewards all elements of football. If you do more positive things and you do less negatives, you will score well. If you do a lot of positives and no negatives, you'll score very, very well. And that's one of the main things I really like about this, is it rewards actual football. It's not skewed towards, oh, well, this matrix is all about crossing, or this is all about, it's got to be a big goal scorer, big assist machine, that kind of thing. So it means then you can go and get some of these cheaper players in the market and build your gallery quite quickly, with players that are useful. As long as they're playing, they're getting minutes. And like I always say, they're good football players. And again, a big part of the fun, guys, is, unearthing those gems. I've organised my gallery by highest average score. Is, unearthing those gems, finding them when their form isn't terribly amazing, but you feel that they're about to have a turn, or there's a new manager come in, there's a good run of fixtures coming up, perhaps they've been undervalued recently, their scores have been between 40 and 50 and 60, but they've not had any goal contributions, and this other guy's coming back into the team now, they link up, these are the things that are all the fun, all the more enjoyable. And when you see a scoring mechanism that tailors to every football player, it doesn't matter if the player that you've just unearthed isn't a 20 goal a season striker, but he's actually just a really busy, really handy CDM, or he's a stable, solid left back, or he's an up and coming centre back. Could be a variety of different things, but it just means then there's no, that you're going to benefit from unearthing those gems no matter what position they're in. Basically, end of story. Like, subscribe, share, retweet, all that good stuff, guys, and I will catch you on the next one. Take care. Bye bye.